Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Josh.
And I'm Josh, and together we're
Josh and Josh! The show where two boys short of talent try and find interesting people who want to share their talents with the world.
We're really looking forward to today's show. A bit of dance, a bit of gore, and a bit of insight, and so much more.
But first, we're going to kick it off with a look back at lockdown. These three talented dancers didn't let lockdown stop them from following their passions, showing how lockdown helped them further connect to dance.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm 22 years old and I'm in my fifth year of uni studying law and arts. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old. For the last couple of years, I haven't been involved as much in dance. Over lockdown, I was staying at home with my parents. Dance is a really good way to express yourself when you can't articulate it in words. Throughout lockdown, I was only really studying, but I found that I had a bunch of time on my hands. I ended up wanting to dance a bit more and be creative in that way, so I found myself like in my bedroom just dancing, which I haven't really done in a long time. It's kind of like over lockdown I realised that I really missed it, and it was something that brought me a lot of joy. So I guess now I'm inspired to explore that more and dance more.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm 23 years old and I study Bachelor of Dance Studies at the University of Auckland. I isolated at home with my mum and dad and my partner and my brother and sister and my daughter, all in one house. In terms of my dancing, a major challenge over lockdown was finding space. Dancing throughout lockdown was good to get myself moving. It was good for my body and just to, zone out a bit. Just dancing around the house to music, just chilling out with everyone was an essential part of lockdown. I'm looking forward to getting back into the studio with other people and just vibing with other people and dancing. It's very different dancing on your own.
My name is Celia Hext and I am 21 years old and I study dance at the University of Auckland. I am isolated in my home, my family home. My main challenge in lockdown, not having community. A huge part of dancing is moving with people. I didn't realise how important it was until it wasn't there anymore, which I guess is bloody awesome. Like, the fact that I missed it so, I didn't realise how important it was just shows you how important it is and how awesome that is. Out of lockdown, I'm most looking forward to dancing with people again. I just want to have a good jam session with all my mates. It's the most incredible feeling.
Not only were they super talented at dancing, but managing to do anything other than eat and watch movies during lockdown is a talent to me. You may be wondering where Josh is. Boy, do we have a surprise for you. Today, the talented Ryan Curran joins us in studio. She's got a diploma in makeup and special effects and is here to give you a simple yet spooky Halloween idea.
Hi, so I'm about to teach you how to do a simple but yet effective cut on somebody's hand. First, I've prepared a little bit of scar wax in like a sausage kind of shape and started to flat it down. So, started to flat it down.
This looks pretty scary.
It's not very scary at all. It's not going to hurt at all either.
Are you sure? I'm scared of blood.
Yes. You may want to look away.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to start off by smoothing these edges down so it looks like the cut is naturally arising from the skin, so it all blends in together. Cool. Unfortunately, the scar wax is not going to match your skin tone for today, but we will make it work. So once you've blended the edges down, you can then get a little tool. If you don't have any top clean tools, you can use a toothpick.
Ah! Just kidding, just kidding.
And you can draw a line all the way straight through the thickest sides of the cut.
Okay. Oh, so that's the actual cut part.
So that is the cut and the rest is the skin. You can also continue to grab this toothpick and just then
is that the blood?
push scratch blood, which is a thicker, more realistic looking type of blood
What's it made out of?
that you can use. Made out of mainly gelatin and food colouring, which is also a way you can make your own fake blood at home.
Oh, cool.
After you fill in this line with the scratch blood, you can then get some stage blood, which is a more liquidy type of blood, and put that through the middle as well.
That's cool.
And then you can kind of push your hand up so it looks like the blood drips more naturally.
I like this.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And
So
there you go. There
how-
is a simple, effective cut.
How long have you been doing this?
I've only been doing this for about 2 years, so I'm still very new. But
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
no worries.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Soon we're going to go to commercial.
Look what happened to me.
Oh my God, what happened?
Just kidding. It's a Halloween costume.
Ah, wow. That's a cool Halloween idea. Make sure you stick around because after the break, we've got a special interview with Jess Rogers to discuss her theatre talents.
Bring your story to life in Lego Ninjago. Sets each sold separately.
Little Garden is here, which means fun for kids of all ages. It means learning about plants and the environment and encouraging butterflies and bees. It means growing your own food. Little Garden, the best supermarket promotion ever. Get a free seedling kit with every $40 you spend at New World.
Rainbow's End, it's fun on demand. How will you play it?
Welcome back. So we're very lucky to have this guest on the show with us today. Jess Rogers just turned 21, superstar in the making.
She's known as what the arts call a triple threat, a singer, dancer and actress all rolled into one. She has a YouTube channel where she uploads her musical covers and her last video getting over 1,000 views.
She's also spent some time learning about theatre in the UK. Today she's here to tell us about her journey into the theatre world. Let's head on over to Lucy to hear more.
Cool. Thanks, Josh's. Well, Jess couldn't be with us today, but we do have Amrutha. Hello.
Hi.
Cool. So she's here to talk about what it's like living with two different cultures. So what is it like living in like the dominant New Zealand culture while also participating in another culture?
I think just because I've been here for as long as I have, like I feel like the New Zealand culture has become my culture, because I feel like growing up I didn't really realize how abnormal, I mean it wasn't exactly abnormal, but how like lucky I was to be part of such a dominant culture as well as being able to enjoy like the Indian culture. So like I still got all the religious holidays and all of that, but then I also got like a lot of like in terms of like values of like standing up for yourself and just like a laid back attitude as well. Like I'm not very laid back, but like, you know, I could learn to.
Yeah, so those are some of the perks. Do you think there are any difficulties?
In terms of difficulties, I didn't really actually face many difficulties until I got a little bit older, because I feel like the school I went to was predominantly like Asian and like Indians would like, and like I feel like white people were the minority in my school. So it wasn't until I got to like uni and then I was like, oh crap, like this is what it's actually like outside, that I realized like, oh god. So other than like just, you know, a few odd like stares maybe, I actually haven't faced many difficulties. Yeah.
Right, yeah, so you were talking about school, so that's kind of like outside of your home. So because when you're at home, you're surrounded by your parents and so more of your culture. So when you did move out, was it different? Did you practice those cultures differently?
I didn't really do much. I didn't participate a lot in like a lot of the cultural practices my like parents used to do at home. I feel like the only real route or connection that I had to my culture was language, and then that started fading out like very quickly. Like I started speaking more English at home, and I don't know when it started happening, but it just did. So I lost like a lot of that touch. So like we stopped going to like the temple and everything, and we just slowly started losing a lot of touch. So when I moved out, it was just normal. All I had to do was just take care of myself, really.
Why do you think you did start losing touch with some of your other culture?
I just think because like a lot of, I mean, this is like our personal opinion as a family, but I feel like a lot of like the cultural practices, like in terms of like Indian cultural practices, became like really commercialized. So like when we went to like a temple, we didn't really feel like that, like, oh, like that peacefulness, that same kind of like vibe. We kind of just felt like, oh my god, there was like a massive list of donors and like all these massive like buildings and things built, and it just lost that kind of vibe. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons we like really lost touch.
Right, yeah, so that's obviously practicing culture here in New Zealand. So when you go over to India, is it different? Like, do you feel left out?
I mean, like, when I do go to India, like, I'm out of place. Like, it's so weird because I don't feel completely like a New Zealander, but I don't feel completely Indian. It's just such a weird in-between that I feel. So, like, when there's, like, cultural practices in India, like, I observe just like I do. And if I'm told to do something, I do it. Otherwise, like, I don't participate a lot. I just sound really bad right now. But the point is I do, and I guess it's just the way it is. And I'm not complaining, really, because I feel like religion isn't a huge part of my life anyway, so yeah.
Right. So would you say you feel alienated then, or
in like some instances, yes, like when, like, in a very patronizing way, like a lot of relatives would come up to me and be like, oh, you know the language, and I'm like, yes. Yes I do. Yeah. So there'd be a lot of snarky responses from my part where I'm like, yes I do, back in my language.
Right.
So in that way, yes, I do feel really alienated, and I guess I can't really ignore like that I picked up a different accent. But I just do have a different accent. So like I think I get a lot of like crap for that as well, but they just don't realize that like you just can't help it.
Right.
Yeah.
So what kind of aspects from both cultures would you like to see in either one? Like, what aspect of Indian culture would you like to see in New Zealand culture and vice versa?
I mean, I think each culture has its own benefits, and I think they should be kept to that, really. But if I honestly just wanted to talk about like the goodness of both cultures, I feel like just the way Indians are so hospitable, like they will feed you until you die. That kind of attitude, I love it. So I think that's like a cool attitude I'd love to see, just maybe toned down a bit.
Yeah. So in a summary, do you think having more than one culture is beneficial?
I do think it's very beneficial. I feel like it opens up so many perspectives, and it just makes you a more versatile personality, I reckon.
Cool. Thanks so much, Amrutha. Back over to you, Josh's.
Wow, Amrutha, that's really good to hear about your different cultures.
That's all for today's show. We hope the talent you've seen today has given you some inspiration to try new things and to take on more challenges.
Join us next week to see some more awesome talent, and Josh might try acrobatics for the first time. It'll be great. Ciao for now.